Have you ever walked away from a conversation and realized you were manipulated without even noticing? Or sat silently in a moment of chaos, feeling powerless, wondering how they always seem to come out on top? You're not alone. But what if I told you that control isn't about dominance? It's about influence, quiet, steady, psychological influence. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how to take control of any situation in just 3 simple steps, not through aggression, not through deceit, but through deep understanding of human behavior. Because once you master these steps, you stop reacting and start leading, quietly, powerfully, invisibly. The first step is something most people never even think about. It's called emotional calibration. Here's the truth. In any interaction, the person with the most stable emotional state controls the room. Think about it. The calmest person in a crisis becomes the decision maker. The emotionally detached negotiator often wins. And the one who doesn't flinch emotionally shapes how everyone else reacts. Psychologists call this emotional contagion, the process where your emotional state transfers to others silently. According to a study from the University of Leipzig, when the people interact, their micro-expressions, tone, and body language start to synchronize, but only one person leads the synchronization, the one with the stronger emotional baseline. In simpler terms, if you stay calm, others follow your calm. If you stay grounded, they start orbiting your gravity. So how do you do this in practice? Step back mentally. Before reacting, observe, label emotions, yours and theirs. Say to yourself, this person is trying to dominate. I don't need to engage emotionally. Regulate your tone, speak 10% slower, lower your pitch slightly. It communicates calm and authority. This one shift alone can disarm anger, diffuse manipulation, and place you in the psychological driver's seat without saying a word. Step 2 is about perception and timing. Whoever frames the narrative first owns the reality. Let me explain. Every situation, whether it's an argument, a job interview, a date, or a negotiation, is a story in motion, and the human brain is wired for narrative closure. It looks for who's right, who's wrong, what's fair, and what's real. The first person to define that frame sets the emotional and moral tone. Psychologists call this priming. You anchor someone's thinking by planting an emotional or logical context before they form their own. For example, if you're in a heated discussion and say, I'm not here to argue, I just want to understand what's really driving this, you've just reframed the encounter from conflict to analysis. Now, you control the lens. If someone criticizes you publicly and you calmly say, interesting perspective, I could see how it might look that way, but here's the full context. You've preemptively taken moral authority. This isn't manipulation, it's strategic empathy, using language and tone to set the stage so others walk onto your terms. And the secret weapon, use contrast. Say what something isn't before saying what it is. Because when you remove confusion, you create clarity, and clarity is control. We've covered emotional dominance through calm. We've explored narrative control through framing. But there's one final step, the one that transforms subtle control into unshakable presence, and that is where we'll go next.